Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC, here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to organize Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile by Cole Worley and published by Letter Games. Now this game is a living game, so every time you play you're going to have to organize things appropriately, so that way the next time you play you can get things started and pick up from where the kingdom left off last time. So it's very important to have a good organization system, and luckily this one comes with a great one already in the box. So without further ado, let's take a look inside. So right off the bat, we open up the lid of Oath and we see that we have the rule books, as well as the different player aids for the cards, as well as the bots and the playbook for your first time. So that's just all resting on the top there. Up next, we have the different boards. So we have the Chancellor, any citizens that were turned into, any of the exiles that were turned into citizens, and then all of the remaining exiles from the last game. Underneath that, we're going to put the Imperial Reliquary. Now it is important that you put this reliquary under because, as you can see, there's a small little card area here, and with sleeves they do stick out a smidge. So if you have that small one here first, that little bit that is stuck out is going to get covered by those boards and not get damaged. So it's good to have that reliquary on the bottom there. Next, on this top part, you're going to see that we actually have a mat rolled up. I'm not going to take it out just because it is the game board mat. It's in there. And then in this left side, these are going to be your active cards. So during the end of each game, you're actually going to be making a relic deck based on the relics that were owned by the winner of the last game. They're going to go in that reliquary. So they put those on the top, and then the rest get shuffled in there. In addition, you'll have a pre-constructed deck that is going to be here. So this is important because you're going to randomly distribute things, as well as distribute things appropriately based on the type of card. So for example, there's 2 visions and then 3 visions on the bottom half. So that deck is appropriately created, and you're going to want to store that all in one space. Now I do use the sleeves here, and these are from the Oath page, so the Kickstarter, when it was funding. I figured that, hey, these are all the correct size, so I did not buy sleeves outside of this. I would recommend these sleeves though, because they're really nice. As you can see here, each card actually has room on the outside that's white, and the art fits perfectly in this clear section here. So they work really nicely, and all of the cards remain uniform while all having that clear area so you can tell which card is which, and retaining the beautiful artwork. So awesome here. So that's the active world deck is going to go in that small section. The next section here, down here, are all of the banks of cards. So I'm not going to pull them all out, but this is what they look like. So for example, you've got these dividers here, and this will have all the cards of a specific faction. So these are the Hearth people. So they have all of the Hearth cards, as well as the Hearth, I forget what this is specifically called, but the it's a building that you can basically build if you win as the Chancellor. You can pick one of the characters that you're with, and you'll get to put out one of their specific cards. So this belongs to the Hearth people here. And every single faction is going to have a stack like that, separated by dividers. So those all go in this large section because you're not really going to be taking these out every game. You're only going to be taking about 6 cards from here each round, and then getting rid of 6, and they're going to go into what's called the disposed, I believe, or dispossessed. So those are all the characters that are removed from your game. So eventually you're going to get to a point where you do run all these out, but man, if you played this game that much, that's pretty impressive. So maybe it is time to restart your game, which is pretty awesome. Next, in this large section here, we're going to be looking at the Oath Chronicle book. So you write your victories for your different players, and this kind of tells the history of your game that's been played. We've had 2 games played so far, so that's pretty awesome. You've got the different ways that the game is changing, and you can record that in here. So I really like that in here. Now, I haven't seen anybody talk about how this is used, but the way that we've been using it is on the top here, we've got the name of what that game was. Whoever wins gets to call it. You have the date. You also have what happened during the game. And then you have the type of game that it was played. So this first one's a conquest. Under here, you record the victory. So in this case, the victor won by being the Oath Keeper. So we circled the O for having that, holding the oath, so the Chancellor won. And then we circle the thing that they won with, so they won by the castle, so that conquest oath. And then we circle the next challenge, because whoever wins gets to pick the win condition of the next game. So that's why we have this relic one circled. So, and then in that next one, we have that relic fight, so on and so forth. So very cool. I really like that little addition, really fun. And then the rest in here, first off, we got a silica gel pack in here, keep everything nice and fresh and dry. We got a pencil in here to mark into that Chronicle book. And then we also have the leftover tutorial cards. So during your first game, you're going to be using some tutorial cards that are going to tell you where things go. You also have additional sleeves in here, and you're also going to keep your solo components in here if you want to use them. So if you are using that solo bot, you got all the extra stuff in here. Underneath here, we have the extra decks and extra extra win conditions. So based on the win condition that's chosen, you're not going to use 3 of the others, so keep those in this bag, as well as the different sites. These are a bunch of locations, and you're going to leave them in there, and you'll draw from that deck when you're replenishing. Up here, we've got all the different player pieces. They're all in their own specific bags for the colors. Got the Chancellors, is going to have a little bit more, so you might want to get a bigger bag for them. More sickle gel packets, you can't have enough. White characters, yellow and blue. And then we have the world box. So in here, you're going to be holding basically all the components for each round. So you've got your banner of the people's favor, you have the Oathkeeper tile, the Grand Scepter. So these are the things that you're using every game, and it also is going to save your game state. So that's going to include having different sites revealed. But otherwise, you're just going to have a lot face down. But the sites that are revealed are going to have some cards on them. You'll also have the current win condition on there, as well as the Darkest Secret, in addition to that People's Favor. So all that is going to be in that box. And the last bit here is going to be this organizer that actually comes with the game. So it comes out nicely. It's got a cover that lifts off. And inside, you're going to see that we have all of the favor tokens. These are the metal coins. Very nice. They're going to have their own section. We have these secrets. So those are very nice, including the ×5. So those fit in there. And then on the left side, we have all the defense, the attack dice, and then we have the round marker, as well as the does the Oathkeeper win die, and then the tracker for the amount of vision cards revealed throughout the game. And those fit super nicely, a simple lift here. So I really enjoy the insert in this game, and I love that they included all sorts of ways to help with organizing to help speed up that startup and that teardown. So let's go ahead and pack everything up. So first, let's throw that silica gel packet in there. We've got all of our pieces for the player components. We've got that world box. We've got all of the additional site cards, additional sleeves, more player components, another silica gel packet. We've got that Oath Chronicle book. We've got the pencil. We're going to put that Imperial reliquary first, so we're not crushing anything on that side. And then we've got all of the exiles and citizens in that upper left corner. And lastly, we have the Oath Chronicles of Empire Exile, Law of Oath. And that is organizing Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions or if you have any recommendations on how you organize your copy of Oath, I'd love to hear down in the comments below. Anything you'd like to see organized by the channel, please let me know. We are currently on the verge of reaching that 1,000 subscriber mark. So I'm really appreciating all of the support that this channel has given. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Side game strong.